Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel for another new Doctor Who video. Today I will be discussing some of the latest Series 12 news and announcements, including the brand new trailer which was released just the other day at the time of recording this. Very, very exciting. I would have got this out a bit sooner perhaps if it wasn't for the fact that I was busy working on a university essay this past weekend when the trailer was released. An essay actually about a Doctor Who story, which is very exciting to do, and I'll perhaps do a video about that at some point in the future once the essay has actually been marked, and share with you some of what I had to do and how I managed to tie in Doctor Who into my degree, which is always a great thing to do. Why not, you know? So the first kind of thing we got recently, just to run through quick fire announcements, we got the very nice silhouette poster art thing with admittedly kind of slightly dodgy TARDIS, bit of an odd Photoshop job there with the sign on the top, but the concept of this is very nice. I love the way how the refracted light kind of imitates the stripes on Jodie's t-shirt. Very, very nice detail there, and the tagline, "Watch this space." The whole of the kind of promotion for this series seems to revolve around taglines to do with space. Watch this space. Space for all, nice clever use of the word space there. Kind of surprised I haven't really done that before, to be honest, when I saw that. We also had the announcement of the writers and the directors then coming through. This was very nice, I thought, how it was a Doctor Who magazine exclusive. So the first I saw of this was, when my issue of DWM came through the post, and I opened it up, and there was this news, and we're so used to these days getting stuff leaked online or fed into our Twitter feeds via strange midnight embargoes or whatever. It was just nice to read about this in actual paper magazine. I quite like that, because it doesn't often happen with Doctor Who news. So just to run through these writers briefly, we've got Chris Chibnall doing 4 episodes, I think. So last year he did, 6 if you include Rosa, which was a co-write, so slightly fewer from him this year, but still doing the opener and the finale, and presumably whatever special is coming after that. We've got 3 returning writers from Series 11. Very happy to see all of these guys back: Vinay Patel, Ed Heim, and Pete McTighe. It'll certainly be interesting to see if they kind of stick to the genres they did before, so like Vinay Patel doing a historical with Demons of the Punjab, Pete McTighe doing a futuristic one with Kablam, and Ed Heim just doing something completely wacky and whimsical and different. Or if they just do something completely different and mix it up, say Vinay Patel does something set in the future and Pete McTighe does something set in the past perhaps. I don't know, that'd be interesting to see. We've also got 3 new writers as well. It's very nice to have a nice diverse mix, a good mix of old and new, a nice range of writers, I think, a nice range of voices. That certainly helped last year to tell some quite interesting stories about, the partition of India, for instance, or Rosa Parks, or even just bringing a different style to the show, like Ed Heim with It Takes You Away. So yeah, I haven't heard of any of their work, haven't seen any of their work, but certainly looking forward to seeing what they bring to the show. And likewise with the 4 directors, who are also all new to the show. I won't focus on them too much now, because we've not seen their work yet, but no doubt they'll also be brilliant. We got the casting announcement of Stephen Fry and Lenny Henry. Absolutely great to see these 2 British icons coming into the show. Stephen Fry, I think he was meant to write an episode for Series 2, and then we got Fear Her or Loving Monsters or something instead, because that fell through. But no, great to see him acting in the show now as well, and Lenny Henry, of course, as well, who played the Doctor back in a spoof sometime in the 80s or 90s, I think. In terms of their actual work, I've not seen too much of it. I know they're both great comedians and actors. I've seen Lenny Henry in Broadchurch, actually, most recently, because, of course, it's another case of Chibnall going, "Oh, hey, actor from Broadchurch, do you want to be in Doctor Who?" We've had that with Jodie Whittaker, most obviously, with Judy Hesmond-Halge coming over from Broadchurch Series 3 into Kablam, Sean Dooley, who was in Broadchurch Series 2, coming into the Ghost Monument. So it's nice to have that little connection there between those 2 shows. And maybe if we look at the cast list of Broadchurch and see who hasn't been into Doctor Who yet, perhaps we can predict some future casting announcements. Hey, that's perhaps something to try out. We've also got 2 other little guest stars. Goran, something beginning with V, not going to try and pronounce that, and Robert Glenister, who was in The Caves Around Rosani back in the 80s as the kind of young army dude there. I think it's always nice to have little ties to the past, with classic Who actors coming back in different roles and new Who. That's always something that's very nice to see. We also got the lovely promotional art, which I thought was very reminiscent of the Series 10 DVD cover with that kind of white background and the starscape at the bottom. Love the idea of Jodie's coat kind of just extending out forever and kind of being a metaphor for how the show is inclusive and it's for anybody, and there's space for all, as the tagline says, to go back to the whole space thing. And then the trailer itself, which came on Doctor Who Day, 23rd of November, very, very appropriately. What a great trailer. Fantastic. Comparing it to the Series 11 trailers that we got, because that's the closest point of reference, I found those trailers, and I think other people did too, quite sparse in what they showed of the actual episodes themselves. They focused very heavily on the 4 new cast members and the cinematic style of the show with nice alien vistas and things, but they didn't really reveal much about the storylines, and specifically in terms of the monsters and the guest stars. By contrast here, already we've got glimpses of monsters and guest stars, which is good. It does seem to reveal more, this trailer, I think, than the Series 11 ones. There certainly seems to be a lot more to get your teeth into. Just going through some highlights, we've got this whole spy thing going on. I'm the Doctor, the Doctor. James Bond reference, obviously, it goes without saying. And the 4 cast members all look great in their kind of tucked get-up. So I believe there is a kind of spy theme going on with the first episode, and Stephen Fry, who appears then in the trailer, is like the head of a intelligence organisation or something. There have been these interview quotes going around saying how this episode is going to be bigger than any other series opener, the biggest episode the show has ever done or something. I don't know if that means it's going to be big in terms of length, i.e. a long episode. It's been rumoured to be 2 parts, I think, maybe. Or if it just means in terms of the global scale. It'll certainly be interesting to see how the show kind of adapts to that sort of spy genre, which tropes it takes on and which ones it leaves behind. Because obviously, usual spy films do not have aliens in them or monsters. So presumably in this Doctor Who spy story, the baddie will be some kind of alien foe. So it'll be interesting to see how they play that around. Other highlights, Stephen Fry, as I mentioned, he appears to be on the side of the Doctor. By contrast, Lenny Henry, I think, is perhaps an evil character because he's seen shooting the Doctor and co when they're on the motorbikes in a later scene. We've got some indication to some of the historical periods we're going to be going to this series. Paris 1943, I think it is, which was rumoured previously. So World War II Paris, under the occupation of the Nazis, I think, and something to do with a resistance fighter. I think that's what that one's going to be about. And that's the second episode, I believe. Possibly the first episode is going to lead into that one, because in some of that period footage, the Doctor is still in her spy get-up. So I don't know quite. Maybe there might be some kind of transition into it there, like a kind of cliffhanger sort of thing. Let's talk about some of the monsters as well. We've got the first glimpse of the Jadoon, who are going to be back, as we already knew. We've got the Cyberman, which looks absolutely stunning. The news of their return was basically leaked from filming a few months ago, but even so, that reveal in the trailer, oh, what a great moment. And from what we've seen of that design, it looks really, really, really brilliant. Kind of a bit steampunky, a bit rusty, a bit kind of like a mismatch of different designs, different sources of bits and pieces. Thinking about what Chibnall did with the Recon Dalek, is this going to be something similar? Perhaps where there's this early civilization that has put back together a Cyberman, or I don't know, perhaps a Cyberman has landed to Earth and it's been repaired somehow. I think that's perhaps the way they're going to go with it. But yeah, the possibilities of that are endless, and it'll be very exciting to see what happens with that. We have a scorpion creature. I think that's going to be an episode set in Victorian New York, possibly. And there's that close-up, which has received quite a bit of attention, of the scorpion thing, because people are saying, oh, it's the Racnoss, or oh, it's the Sea Devils. Personally, I don't buy into that. I think because we've already got the Jadoon and the Cyberman and then the Daleks possibly in a special episode in terms of returning monsters, I don't think they're going to bring back any more in addition to that. Could be wrong, but I mean also it doesn't actually resemble the Racnoss that closely, really, does it? I mean, I don't know. Other bits and pieces, I mean, the bit with Jodie and the TARDIS with the blue lighting saying something's coming gave me vibes of the Series 10 trailer when the Doctor says, in the voiceover, something's coming, Bill, and we're going to be very busy. That dialogue ended up being taken from Extremists to refer to the monks. Big threat, obviously, in the middle of the series. So yeah, what's coming for the Doctor this time? Oh, interesting. I don't know. I believe there's a line later in the trailer as well when Yaz or someone says, Doctor, what have you done? What have you brought here? Or something like that. Dare we say that's kind of hinting at a story arc, some kind of overarching threat, overarching villain returning from the past, or something, I don't know, something bigger going on here than just the actual episodes themselves, because that's certainly the feeling that I get from that. Like they've taken things up a notch. So that's very exciting. I think generally, a Doctor's second season is more bold and ambitious than the first. I mean, take Series 6, which was split in half and had the whole storyline about the Doctor's death and River Song, or Series 9, which had the whole thing going on with two-part stories and pushing the Doctor and Clara's relationship to the max. I certainly get the sense that it's going to be a similar case here, really. We've got this family unit of the Doctor and Graham and Yaz and Ryan now, and now in their second series, having established that family unit and having established those characters, now is the time to test those relationships a bit and to do bigger, more exciting things, bigger forces at play. Because I think that was a common kind of criticism of Series 11, that the stories were fairly standalone. There wasn't a very explicit story arc there, certainly. I mean, it didn't bother me quite so much as your average Doctor Who fan, but I think that is what people feel overall and what needs to be changed for Series 12, really, to kind of get them back on board. So, yeah, but I have every confidence in Christian on the team that will be what happens. I'm very excited to see how it all plays out, really. It seems like a very, very exciting series. There is one bit, actually, that I wondered whether it's a callback to Series 11 or not, but the bit with the Doctor on a beach and with the birds on a beach, is that meant to be Desolation from the Ghost Monument, perhaps? I think it's the same filming location, in South Africa. So in that sense, it's the same place, I think, or roughly the same place. But whether it's going to be the same place in the show or not, I don't know. But that would be pretty cool if something from the 13th Doctor's second story came back somehow, that planet, or some further connection to the Stenza somewhere along the line. Perhaps even leading into Jodie's final episode, whenever it happens to be, some big arc or a Stenza army or something. I mean, the possibilities are endless. But that was just a little thought I had there. It might, it's probably nothing, but hey, if it turns out to be something, you can go back and watch this in a few months' time, and you'll have heard it here first. So, yeah. That is it from me, I think. I've probably rambled on far too long with this. Apologies. But I hope you found it interesting. Please do let me know your thoughts on all the Series 12 announcements in the comments section below. I'd love to hear them. Keep it civil. Don't do stupid stuff like RIP Doctor Who, because that'll just be deleted immediately. So I'm watching you. But no, yeah. Put nice stuff, please. Thank you. And I will see you soon for some more Doctor Who videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video as well. And yeah. Bye for now, guys.